We're joined here on the Allen and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show with a familiar face, Curt Schweiger, and he's from the XFL fan, Schweiger's Den. So we're gonna talk some XFL. How you been?
I've been good, buddy.
That's good to hear. Always great to see you. Thank you for joining us again on the Allen and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show.
I've been watching a lot, every XFL game. This weekend is week 10,
Yep.
and I've been watching Orlando, man, and Vipers, and I'm not happy with them, but it's not all their fault. I think the refs had a little bit to play into that, but they're good teams. I can't get it. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right. So what do you think was the Vipers and the Guardians' biggest downfall this season?
I think they had too many penalties, too many things on their self. On their self. Some of the coaching, I love Rod Woodson. He's a Hall of Famer and everything, but I think some of these NFL coaches, they're not with the rule. They'll get it next year because now they know how it's going. You know what I mean? I've noticed Orlando getting better and the Vipers, but I've been watching the USFL too. I watched the USFL back in the day, and I used to watch the Memphis Showboats, and I used to watch a quarterback back then. His name was Walter Lewis, which the guy was great. And remember, Reggie White, the Minister of Defense, he started his career with the Memphis Showboats.
Yeah.
So, but I have I have a card of Walter Lewis here. It's from way back in the 80s.
All right.
And I have some facts on him because a lot of people don't know. Now, Walter Lewis played from 1984 to 1985, and during his career with the Memphis Showboats, he threw for 3,455 yards, and in his career, completing 258 out of 460 passes. Played his college football at Alabama, and played in the CFL with the Montreal Alouettes. At Alabama, Lewis played in 44 games from 1980 to 1983 and passing for 4,257 yards with 29 touchdowns.
Wow. So that's some
I
big
mean,
stats there.
he's one of those guys you don't hear a lot of, but I'm telling you right now, I watched him. He was really cool to watch. He never quit, and same with Reggie White. I used to watch them. But I have some cool XFL stuff. I have some, the coaches. Check this poker chip out. It's a poker chip of the Vegas Vipers.
Yeah. Just raise it up a little bit so we can see it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yep. Okay. How'd you get that?
I purchased that, I think online. So I can't remember where because I purchased so much stuff. But I have some cards here from the XFL, from the Vipers and Orlando.
Nice.
There's Coach Rod Woodson.
All right. Yep. Hall of Famer.
Yep. There's Brett Hundley.
Okay.
Really
Yep.
good quarterback. Man, he's a good quarterback. I've just been waiting for him to get rolling. And he just, for some reason, just cannot seem to get rolling, And he's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is Louis Perez when he played last year for the New Jersey Generals.
Wow. Yeah. So you really keep
But
your eye on.
check this. Yeah, remember, there's another one I have from the USFL Old League, an older player, but you'll know who he is right away. I have some Doug Flutie. Remember Doug
Oh,
Flutie?
yeah. That's right.
And that's signed, and there's some tickets in there
All right.
from the Meadowlands from Game 8. Yeah, he was cool. And I have some other cards here I just wanted to show you. I've been excited to show you some of these cards, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been watching Orlando and the Vipers, man. I don't think I've ever missed a game. Oh, there's a card of Ben DiNucci.
Okay. Yep. Ben DiNucci. Yep.
Ben
He played
DiNucci.
big the last game too. And
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to make it in the play. I see I'm going through my car, and I like the. Can you believe that the San Antonio Brahmas actually have a chance to make the playoffs?
Yeah, they do. You're right. If they win and Arlington Renegades lose, and I believe there's another situation they have to have in their favor, they have a chance. That is remarkable. Now
Yes, it
that
is.
yeah. Now that the season's coming to an end, what are your overall thoughts about the XFL 2023 season?
Uh, I loved it. I thought the attendance is good. The games were really good. I was excited. I watched them right to the last minute. There were some shootouts here a week or two ago. I think we had three overtime shootouts there, which was exciting. I loved it right to the last second. I mean, you can't beat the competition. It was really wonderful. But here's a card of Heinz Ward for the San Antonio Brahmas.
That's right. Yep.
And there he is when he was with the Steelers. Check that card out.
Yeah.
I just have him right here in front of me. And his quarterback for the Brahmas, for the San Antonio Brahmas, is Jack Cohn or Cohen? Is it Cohn or Cohen? I think it's Cohn,
Jack
right?
Cone. Cone. Yep. Jack Cone.
And
Really nice
here's a
guy. Yep.
signed card,
Yeah. That's
Immaculate Collection, Mr. Cohn. There's his rookie card. Trying to get it. Can you see it,
yeah.
Alan?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see it. It looks great.
Yeah. There's an old unopened XFL pack that I never opened.
Wow.
It's
That from
brand
last
new. I
time.
never opened it. One of these days we have another show. I'll open it on the show just to see what's in there, who's in there. But there's some of these. There's some tabletop things from the LA Extreme, which Bonnie Jill Laughlin. She was a sports announcer and cheerleader for the LA Extreme, actress, model, and played for the LA Extreme.
Yep.
Bonnie Jill Laughlin, buddy. She's big in the LA Lakers. Some of her tabletop cards.
Yeah, so if somebody wants to get some of the collection, where do you suggest they look at?
Uh, they can get a hold of me if some of this stuff is available. I might, let go. I'd have to be convinced, but but you can get a hold of me, through my YouTube channel and Twitter and Instagram, and just get a hold of me through that. And I have something that's from the XFL that is really cool. I keep finding this stuff, Alan. Here is a promotional photo from the Enforcers cheerleaders from 2001. And it
Right.
was handed out at the Enforcers game in 2001. And it's a promo photo.
Wow.
I'm trying to get it up there so you can see it, but it was handed out in 2001. And I don't know how many of them exist, but I have one, and it's pretty cool. And here's the Orlando Guardians coach, Terrell Buckley.
Oh yes. Coach Buckley, there he is. Yeah.
There's Coach.
And we just need to
Coach Buckley.
get him this. Yep. Get
Great
him to
man.
sign it.
Great man, great coach. But I have so much stuff. I just brought out a few things, that I wanted to show. And I'm just so happy to be able to speak with you again. And I've been keeping an eye on you, watching your interviews with the coaches and the Orlando Guardians. And I watch them every day, every weekend. I watch Orlando and the Vipers. I end up watching every game, but I felt so sorry for the Vipers in Orlando this year. They had the breaks just was not going their way.
No, you're right. I mean, and the team, as you mentioned, is very talented. It's never in my wildest imagination that I feel those two teams were going to do what they end up having a record the way they have. What are your thoughts where you started seeing things go bad?
I think probably week 2 or 3. I felt week 1, a loss was nothing. I thought it was going to be they would pick it back up, and because they had on defense, especially Vipers, they had Vic Beasley. In Orlando, they just kept getting better as the weeks went on. And I thought for sure them guys would start picking up some wins, but all of a sudden the plays were going against them. They would get so many penalties, and I think they were trying so hard, both them teams, and players tried so hard, and it just did not go well for them. It went against them. And I think sometimes you try too hard, things will just go the other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So
that's a
it's
great point.
Alan, you've been keeping yourself busy, my man.
Yeah, I have. You're right. It's busy in a way, and now it's like I'm kind of surprised that it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end.
Yep, the playoffs are right around the corner, and who are you hoping for in the playoffs to get in there?
That's a great question. I know DC is going to do well. I have a feeling they're going to be the team to beat. I know that the other teams they don't control their destiny. Like believe it or not, the Battlehawks, even if they win, there's no shoe in because they lost to Ben DiNucci.
I know. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
As
what as good as a record they have.
as good a record as they have a good team too, but I cannot believe that they might not make it in the playoffs.
Yeah, because I was even telling the players that not only do they have to win the Battlehawks, they have to run the score up, legitimately run the score up against the Orlando Guardians in order for them
What
to
is
have
it?
a chance.
Yeah, what is it? They have to run it up 19 points.
19 points, which is, the Orlando Guardians have a very good defense. That's asking a lot, and that's
I
asking a
don't
lot.
see it. Not against the Guardians. Got a good defense. That's why I said 19 points to run it up. I doubt it. I doubt
Yeah.
it.
And the
I
crazy
was
thing is
hoping for. Well, I was hoping for Orlando to get in the playoffs. That's not going to happen. Vipers. I like DC a little bit, but San Antonio might sneak in there. You never know if they can win. They have to win this weekend. Who are they playing this weekend?
San Antonio, they are playing. Oh, it slipped my mind, but they have to win. And not only do they have to win, they have to hope the Renegades lose. And there's another situation that has to go their way, but it isn't impossible for them to make it.
No, I think actually when you look at it, their odds for them and St. Louis is right around the same thing. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't know. I mean, they could make it in.
They could. You're right. It's going to be exciting till the very, very end, and it's going to determine a lot this weekend. But what are your thoughts of them now going to have a 2024 season?
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching. I'll be
Yeah.
watching. I'm looking forward to the season 2 of the XFL, and I've been watching the USFL too as well. And I think some of these players that are coming out of these leagues, like the XFL and the USFL, I think a lot of them, don't get the respect they should. When you think of some of those names that come out of those leagues, spring leagues, like you're talking about Doug Flutie, Brian Sipe, Steve Young, Herschel Walker, Maurice Carthon. You can go on and on and on with the names, from the 80s right on through to the recent years right now. You know, I expected more out of Kyle Slaughter.
Kyle Sloter. Yep.
Yeah, he was so good with the Breakers here last year, and then he came over to the XFL. I thought for sure he would kick butt. I thought he would
Yeah.
really do well, and I don't know where he's at now. I think he's been. I know Louis Perez is playing for Arlington now.
Yep. That's right. He sure
Now I
is.
like Louis Perez. He's the king of the spring leagues. 80 or Louis Perez.
Yeah. And you're right. There's a lot of guys who have a lot of talent. A lot of times you're right. People overlook what they do in the spring league, but I've seen a lot of great talent, and there's a lot of guys I would say can play in the NFL tomorrow. I really do
Oh
believe
yeah,
that. Yeah, there's a
yep,
lot of
me
great
too.
talent.
Me too. And some of them, never get into the NFL. I don't know what happens there, or they just go on with their career out doing other things. But some of the guys from the 80s, from the old USFL, and some of the ones from 2001, you look like Rod Smart. Oh, geez, you know what? I have a Rod Smart card here too, man.
Yeah, we got to see that. He hate me.
Somewhere, I have it here somewhere. I'm telling you, I'm
Rod
gonna
Smart, he's a
grab it.
legend.
I have got to grab it.
No problem. Yeah, you got a legend
I have to
there.
go over. I have to go over to my trusted shelf. I have a bunch of them over there. But there's Jeff Brom here. Remember Ryan Clement, quarterback for the
Yeah,
LA Express back in the day. And here is the great Rod Smart. He hate me.
he hate me. That's right. From Lakeland, Florida. That's a classic. Rod Smart. And it
Man,
was
I
the
tell you that
Outlaws. It was called
guy.
the Outlaws. I almost forgot. Yep, the
Yeah,
team.
yep. Vegas,
Comparatively
Vegas
speaking,
out.
how would you say the team is ran now as opposed to that time of Red Smart?
I think it's better ran, but I think it was. I don't know if it was more hype or more, hype put into the league than now. I think it's like a quiet, uh, slow, methodical thing that they're, doing, but it's slow and sometimes it's taken like up to years, 2 or 3 years to get things rolling. But I think once they get into that third or fourth year, they'll start hyping it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everybody's after COVID and all that stuff. I think put people they have doubts. I don't know if it's doubts or just don't know, don't trust it. To really put their money into it. I know people are buying T-shirts and stuff like that, but they want to see it be here tomorrow, next year, and the year after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Some longevity. Is any
yep.
plans? What do you think about the XFL overtime rules?
Um, I love them. I like the shootouts. I think they're cool, and I think it's perfect. Actually, I like the kickoffs because there's not so many people getting hurt on the kickoffs and stuff like that. Like, how the NFL, a lot of people getting injured right there on the kickoff, and I
Yep.
like it. And you got the 4th and 15 there
Yeah, I love
when
that play. Yep.
you got the you got one final little thing. If it all against you, and you got the 4th and 15, you can try. And they've done it. I think who did it? I think it was St. Louis Battlehawks did it. I think once.
Arlington did it too against DC. It didn't end up in a win, but they converted it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
they did against
Orlando
DC.
too?
Orlando too. There's that's right. I mean, there's been a few teams that have converted it. Not all cases it turned into a win, but the Arlington did against DC, and they continued their drive, and they didn't win the game, but it was exciting to see.
Yeah, I love it. And it's that no quit attitude. I mean, 4th and 15. If you can get 4th and 15, you deserve to win that game. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's.
yeah,
I mean, even though I think a lot of like St. Louis, I think they had a lot of things go their way too. They're a good team, and I respect them, but a lot of things went their way too. I mean, um, I hope they expand next year. I hope they do have a team in Arizona, maybe,
okay,
or Chicago, maybe, and maybe get something in New York and bring back the Tampa Bay Bandits. Bring back
okay.
Bandit ball. You know what I
So
mean?
hopefully they'll continue to expand and
Yeah.
tell the fans how could they follow you.
How they can follow me on Twitter
Okay,
and Instagram. I'm on there. I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, but Twitter I'm pretty good.
okay. And what's your Twitter address?
Oh my gosh, you asked me something. I think it's Schweiger, Curtis Schweiger 5. Pretty
Okay,
sure, or you can just click in Schweiger. I'll come up. I'm all over the place, man. I am, but
Curt Schweiger. That's right.
yeah, author. You can put in click, Google me, Curt Schweiger author. I'm all over the place. And you're an author yourself, you know. I never
Yeah.
let you forget that, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yes, that's
I,
right.
I got to read your book. Where can I get your book?
Nice thing is right there on Amazon. Sell your little heart out, and
Uh,
yep,
Good. If I get one, will you sign it for me?
absolutely. In fact, yep, that's right. In fact, I have a way where I'll be able to autograph and send it right over to you.
That sounds wonderful, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I want to do that. I'll see if I can get you one of my books.
Okay, that'll be
Over,
great.
over there. Do you like the paranormal? Because I've been doing paranormal, and I do music. I have a music channel. So the last song I did was "Impossible Peace." And it's on Amazon, so unlimited. So
Okay, great. And your music channel, what's that too?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, great, great. So
Well, I
we'll
have 3 YouTube channels. My one is Curtis Schweiger YouTube. That's just a music channel, and then the paranormal one is True Stories, Strange but True. And then I have the XFL fan Schweiger's Den, which I love that one. My third one, I love that, because I can do collectibles. I can do the XFL, and then I can do if I like I have a movie collectible or something. I can even do it that because I'm an XFL fan, but yeah, I have the Schweiger's Den. Like it also, it offsets itself. It's pretty cool.
that's
But
awesome.
man, it's good talking to you, man,
Same
Alan.
here.
I tell you.
It's
I
always a
mean, what you've
pleasure.
been, yeah, you've been one busy guy down here in Orlando. I tell you, man, it's been good talking to you again and seeing you. And you're in my prayers and stuff when you're traveling and all that stuff. So,
Appreciate that. I really do. And definitely we'll have you back on in the future. We'll talk more great football and music and books.
yeah, sounds wonderful, man. I love it. I
Yeah.
love getting on here with you. I love your show. So,
I appreciate you, Curt. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you too, Alan.
All right. Have a blessed day.
You too, man.
Take care of yourself.
All right.
All right. Bye bye now.
Bye bye, bud.